someone watching, what are the numbers that are really concerning in terms of the GDP numbers, the NF, the whole net assets and all those things? What are the numbers that we should be worried about?
Okay, so one of the other thing that's different about the world or the Botswana environment now compared to when we had these other crises is that, in the past we'd accumulated some very, very big we call financial buffers.
Buffers, yeah.
Which on the one hand is the foreign exchange reserves, which are a buffer against shocks to exports or the balance of payments. And then a separate buffer, but closely related, is the government investment account, GIA, which is money that actually belongs to government sitting there at the Bank of Botswana. And those two buffers have historically been very big.
Can I just do the English language? It's all the government investment account.
Yes.
For us ordinary people, it sounds like that can be categorized as a buffer, but the intentions is actually to invest. So this I just wanted to compare to the sovereign investment funds, those type of things. Does it compare? Or what are the intentions now that you have a Bank of Botswana background as well?
Yeah, so I don't know how much you wanted me to answer that because it gets quite complicated.
Is it? Yeah.
But really,
in the simplest sense.
A more accurate name for the government investment account would be the government savings account.
Okay.
It's a savings account.
Okay, that's very clear.
I think let's just think of it that way. It's the government savings account. It's a big.
But you understand my confusion.
Yeah, sure. And essentially, it represents government savings sitting there in the central bank. And historically, those have been huge. So when we've had these shocks in the past, we've had these big financial buffers which can absorb the shocks. That's the whole point of a buffer. It's a shock absorber. So, global financial crisis, exports collapse, government revenues collapse, and then you draw on these foreign exchange reserves or government accounts to withstand this temporary shock to your receipts. The problem now is that those buffers are much, much smaller than they have been. So, and particularly this government account, the GIA, the savings account, has, and this is what caused all the fuss when I wrote about it. Essentially that's now been almost entirely depleted.
Yeah,
it's empty.
It's sitting at about 4 billion or something. It's dropped or 5 or something like that.
No, it's 2. At the end of June, so the next month, so the 4.1 was May.
No, it's May. Now
then
it's even gone further.
The June numbers are down, then it was 2.8.
Wow.
So it's, and that 2.8, when you're spending 9 billion a month, 2.8 is not much of a cushion.
No, it's not.
It's not much
and
of a
cushion. And that 9 billion a month is both development and recurrent.
Yeah. So, I guess that's the first number, essentially, is that the government savings stroke investment account
really been hit.
Has really been hit. So there's really nothing there.